What's going on? Hey, Zach, this is Gregory. He is a
Hey, Greg.
former student of mine. Welcome.
What's up, man?
This man changed my life.
Yeah. Glad to hear that, man. It's been a while since I've seen you, dude.
Yeah.
See the setup in the back.
Oh yeah, man. Hold up. I don't know if I could show you. It's serious.
Oh man. Oh yeah, you got a serious setup.
Yeah, I got my work stuff here, and then personal
music.
Yeah, I'm on the other MacBook. Look, from the MacBook that you remember.
Yeah.
That story to having 3.
Oh man.
There it goes. Finally.
Hilarious. Oh, there goes Zach.
Hey, man.
Oh man. Great. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. I started to let that imposter syndrome kick in, and
yeah,
my work and stuff, and I just kept giving the effort. Learn as I go, do my best, do research before I present, and really think before I speak. And my recruiter just hit me up today, and she's like, "We got to talk." I just talked to the creative director, and they had nothing but wonderful things to say about you.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess just following what y'all told us to the T, being a good person, it's really all it's about. And delivering quality work.
So what agency are you staffing agency are you with right now?
Have you ever heard of Aquient or Vitamin T?
Aquient. Yeah.
Aquient. I can never get it right. But yeah, Christy Andrews, George Strapoli. They hooked it up.
Nice. Okay. And you're still at what's going on, Eon? You're still at Container Store, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I don't want to dive into it just yet. I want to wait for one more person. We're just waiting for Courtney, and then we're really gonna dive right into it,
man. Okay.
Perfect. But Mr. Dropshadows.
Oh, I got a story about that one.
Oh my God, I can't wait to hear it, dude. I cannot wait. Oh man.
It was bad.
Yeah, so Zach, Greg was actually, I think you were in our first class ever, man. You were in our first class, and when Greg started designing, he got little when he discovered Dropshadows. Oh man, you couldn't tell him shit. He was using the bad boys, and I swear the Dropshadows were from the 90s, dude. Like he just could not soften them bad boys up. So
it's like super exposed, like all around the corners,
super
everything.
Super dark Dropshadows. I know what's up. I think you remember his Dropshadows too.
I had that problem too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what you grew up with, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious, dude. Oh man, let's just give it a couple more minutes and then we'll just dive right in, man. I'm excited for this one.
All right.
Right on.
So, in the meantime, Zach.
Yo.
Eon knows Greg a little bit, so I'll kind of let you kick off the first question. Just while we're killing some time right now. If you had anything, go ahead and fire away, man.
Sure. Yeah, I did think of a question earlier. I didn't know if it would be better for a little bit later, but I mean, I can answer it now. Yeah. So kind of like being between like the Container Store and like other things that you've done so far, what has been like the toughest challenge you've been kind of like presented, and like how did you feel about it? First time you like hit with it, like how did it feel, and like how did you kind of like go through it?
So the biggest challenge was the portfolio, to be honest. Just that starting block, you're not really sure of what to do. There's people telling you just do it. There's people telling you got to do it this way. There's just so many different moving parts to it. But it's really what I'm learning between that and the Container Store at the core is keep it simple. Like I would try to, hello, Courtney.
Hi.
Hey, Courtney,
Sorry,
what's
I'm
going
late.
on? Oh, no, you're good.
Work stuff.
No, you're good. You're good. It's all good. Actually, we were just kind of killing some time right now. But Zach, if you don't mind repeating your question really quick so Courtney can hear it, and then we'll just kind of just dive right in.
Sure. Yeah, my question was like, so far between the Container Store and like everything that you've gone through so far, being in the career, like what has been like your biggest challenge, and like how did you kind of like overcome that, and how did you kind of like take it and then go with it?
So my answer, Courtney, is I started with portfolio. That's been the hardest challenge. And really it's a mix of it all. That imposter syndrome that takes over that says, I don't know what I'm doing, but you do. You know, UX is who you are at the core. You design experiences based on your passion. And so just roll with that. If you have it inside of you, I'm learning that communication is huge.
Oh, yeah.
You can't communicate a design decision or why you did something versus best practices or your reasoning behind it, then if you can't convince yourself, you can't convince someone else. So I do a lot of practicing in the mirror. It looks stupid, but my wife laughs at me. I try to go through what I'm going to say so I don't stumble while I'm talking to them. You end up presenting to executives. UX is becoming the core of where a business runs, and so, or the user experience is becoming the center of attention. So now we're on a pedestal, and everybody has a say in what you do and why you do it, because essentially you are the return on investment, the bottom line. So being able to communicate with stakeholders, directors, vice presidents, speak their language, speak clearly about your design decisions, and have research to back it. And even if not research, just something to show them why you made the decision.
Okay.
Got you.
Right on.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
So Courtney, Greg was one of my first students actually. So he is at the Container Store now. Greg, if you can kind of give everybody some insight, just kind of from the very first day of class up to now, how can you speak on that? Like, how do you feel? How have you watched yourself grow? Like, give us some perspective.
So I will say that my very first day in class, I really didn't know what to expect. I know that when I got introduced to UX, I was on a performance improvement plan at RealPage for a position I was not fit for.
Gotcha.
And I was trying to stay at my desk and be a good boy. And finally, I just said, screw it. I'm going to go make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And that's when I met Ty.
Gotcha.
And that's pretty much what happened. It was like, how would you like to make $100,000 a year? I was like, you know what? I don't do no multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, what? No, it's UX design. So he had me look it up, and I looked up the salaries and what they do. And I'm like, I still don't understand it, but I'll come check it out.
Yeah.
So I get to class and I find out that it's not just about design and art. It's more of emotional intelligence and communication. Like, if I can stress anything about what I've learned, it's to be a better person all the way around, a well-rounded person, someone that can take constructive criticism.
Right.
It's about being flexible, really.
Yeah.
I know that from the first day in class to now, from Dropshadow to clean design, it's been a hell of a journey. We graduated, April 11th?
April. Yeah.
And I started hitting meetups the very next week. I think it was that I was supposed to go to one that Thursday. So the next Thursday I hit my first meetup. It was like the second meetup for Dallas UX leadership. I just got on Meetup and found everything about UX. I found stuff about Scrum. I found stuff about just some coding stuff. And then I found Blacks in Technology. I just immersed myself in the community. I got there early so I could meet the people setting up, and just built my network from there and kept communicating with people. And they would all tell me, you're doing all the right things. You know, you're putting your portfolio out there, you're putting your resume out there, you're talking to people, you're going to meetups, you're learning. Just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually something will happen. Right. And there's been a couple times I wanted to give up because I was like, man, it's not going to happen. I don't have a bachelor's. I don't have a master's. I just have my associates. Yeah. And UX certificate. But through learning about people in the industry, that was another thing. YouTube channels that I follow, The Future, AJ and Smart, and Pablo from Envision, Pablo Stanley. Yep. So those three were a lot. Everett's probably told you all this. There's a couple books they had us read. There was Hooked, Sprint, and Change by Design. Yep. And here recently, my most recent one is Articulating Design Decisions. Everett went through a really good way of how he likes to dive into his reading. Do you still maintain that? I'm trying, man. I don't have the little like the flags and stuff. Yeah, I don't have the flags yet. But do you highlight at least? Okay, there you go. Yeah. Highlight, and then I take notes on a separate paper so that I can go back. Yeah. I had met up with someone. So volunteer opportunities as well. Medium articles, a really good one to follow is UX Collective. I met up with a lady. Oh, I got that one. Yeah. So the MacBook I'm on right now and this book were given to me by the CEO of a babysitting app. We met. She was at the wrong meetup, and she was about to leave. And I was like, what are you, you know, you're pitching a business. What are you pitching? She's like, well, I have this app. And I was like, you had me at app. Let's see it. And she shows it to me. I thought it was just going to be an idea, but it's in the app store. Yeah. It's called Quick. And I looked at it, and Everett, when I first saw it, it was all color and gradient. Oh gosh. Okay. I mean, if you want to download it right now and look at it, Quixit. Hold on. How do you spell that? QUICKSIT. It's Quixit. Okay. You don't even have to download it. You can just look at it. I can just look at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. On demand sitters. Oh boy. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So the conversation went like, okay, yeah. Are you open to a redesign? Yeah. She's like, wait, what's wrong with it? So I met with her after that. She stayed. It was me, Mike. That was his first meetup that came to. She stayed, and we met up afterwards, and I just went through an heuristic evaluation of her app, everything that would stand out, and why she's probably not getting as much engagement. Right. And I redesigned it for her. Right. Now, I went at it because that was my first project, I went at it totally wrong. I just jumped into design after I did a little research with her and what she says her users. And I was like, wait, let me backtrack a little bit. Can I talk to your users? And she actually let me talk to her users. So put together a questionnaire. And the whole thing was, I'll design if you give me your MacBook, because she didn't like it. It was too big. Okay. 15 inch. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Yeah. That's pretty dope. It was September when I met her. By December, she was giving it to me on my birthday. Oh, wow. Yeah. So just gave me the MacBook, and I can send y'all a prototype of what I got so far. Yeah, I'd like to see that, dude. Yeah, we are going through another iteration. So we went through, tested it with the users, and they like it, but I was watching what they did and what they didn't say. Boom. I just mentioned that 2 days ago. Keep going. Because you can't work with, oh, I like this. It looks pretty. No. Why? I need you to tell me what's wrong. Yep. I need you to fail, break something. Try. So yeah. I got one lady that was she's a designer as well, but she builds websites, strictly. Oh, okay. So she tore it apart, and I was like, thank you. Yeah. That was valuable. Okay. So, where was I going with that?
Well, I think you were just talking about your experience, honestly. I mean, the lady you did some work in exchange for her laptop and to help her app. So let me ask you this, the app, do you know what platform she built her app on?
I want to say it's React.
React? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say that. I know that she had 2 sets of developers. First
Oh.
set screwed her over, didn't give her anything, so she had to have it redone.
Oh, wow.
Or actually, they gave it to her finally, but they didn't tell her anything about it, so she had another developer come in and pick it up and do the fixing. We do all our project management on Trello.
Trello? Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask if you were using something like Trello or if you guys were using Jira or anything like that, but you're using Trello.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So I've used Jira. Trello right now, we're using Pivotal.
Pivotal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different ones, but basically it's Kanban.
Yeah.
Visualizing your work.
Yep. Man.
That was actually one of the first meetups I went to was not even in UX. I thought it would be. It was Safe Agile.
That's what my company does. The framework
Really?
that we use. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, they
so there's
think they do, but yeah.
Right. So many debates in that community.
Yeah.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a good place. When you go to meetups, connect with these people on LinkedIn, send them a note, and then keep up with them.
Yeah.
Ask for some of their time. I didn't know who I was reaching out to, and I ended up connecting with the creator of the big design conference, Brian Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
And then he became one of my mentors. And then Dana Walter is one of the hiring managers at Sabre. She hopped on board. And then before you know it, I've got everybody on the Sabre team. And I'm like, all it's missing is me to be working there. That's it.
Right.
And who else? Seda Maurer works at Sabre, and she was like the lead of accessibility, the accessibility program manager. That's what it was. So like the first thing I asked was like, how do y'all tie accessibility in at the ground level? Because I know that if you spoke to that with a company, with everything that was going on with Domino's and Target, they'd be like, hey, we need this guy.
Yeah.
When I finally so I wouldn't get any interviews at first when my first portfolio was trash. Everett can tell you.
Yeah. I remember you sent me that, and I was just like, nah, this ain't it, dude. And I had to I had to give you some pointers. What, when after that feedback, well, for one, how did you feel when you got the feedback from me? And then 2, how did you, if it was negative, how did you overcome that and say, fuck it, I'm going to fix it?
So it sent me into a spiral, honestly. I thought I could handle constructive criticism until it happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that was harsh. But I knew it was coming. Like, I knew that you were going to say that. So I didn't even want to send it to you, but I'm like, fuck it, I need to hear it. So I put it out there. The way that Ty and Everett taught us, I can't design now without hearing them talking shit about me in my design work. Like, how the fuck does this make sense? What is that? What does that go to? Yeah. It was, I had to take it, sit with it a minute, sit with that uncomfortable feeling, look at it for what it was, and then remind myself of what was possible. So I looked at your portfolio again. I looked at Brendan and Mike's. I looked at the UXD Academy website. I was just looking for patterns and what I can do to fix mine. Like, you know what? I keep trying to put all this in here and put color, make it all jazzed up. Really, I just need white space. White space and a clear-cut direction on where I'm going and what I'm doing and what I did. And the process. You got to speak to the process. And when I fixed it, I also paid to have my resume written because I was tired of looking at it.
You said you paid somebody to do it?
Yeah. So top resume. First writer was trash. I was so mad. I was like, is this really what I just paid $200-something for? And got me a new writer because they wouldn't give me my money back. And I was like, all right, I guess. So they made me one because I told them, I was like, this is not fitting for my for my field. So they made me one. And then I used that. I got a LinkedIn rewrite, and I centered my portfolio around that so it would speak to that. It would kind of all be cohesive. So after that was done, I swear it was like for 9 months, I couldn't get anything, not even a fuck you. And finally, I got that out to all the people that were waiting for the update.
Yeah.
And I kept getting calls and calls and calls. Your portfolio looks amazing. We want to talk to you. And I was going on interview after interview, and I only went on 3 interviews. The first one was the first one was this company, Rexel in Addison. It was a French company. I speak French. I was like, this is perfect. I planned. I did all this stuff. I thought I aced it.
Yeah.
And I went to the Container Store right after that, and I pretty much just bombed it on purpose. So I didn't try harder. I did my research, right?
Yeah.
I told them that I was taught by the same person as Nandi, and so that was enticing to them. But I did my research before my interview. I went to the Container Store so I can experience what their whole retail experience is like, and I spoke to that in the interview, and they were so impressed. And I was like, man, I fucked that one up.
Yeah.
And when I got the call back that I didn't get the other one,
yeah,
right after the Container Store, and I was like, man, I just bombed that on purpose. So now I don't have either one of them.
Yeah.
And when they told me that which one went with me, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me right
now. Yeah. Wow.
I didn't try at all. When y'all said be yourself,
yeah,
that's what helped. Because I was trying to be someone I wasn't. I was trying to answer all the questions with a smile, and I knew everything. And I finally said, I don't know.
And I try to tell people all the time, look, you will get more respect if you say, you know what, I've never experienced that, or you know what, I don't know, but here's how I would approach it. Yeah. Treat it like a challenge at that point. Like treat it like a design challenge. If during the interview process, if someone asks you, have you ever experienced a time where such and such? Say no, but here's how I would approach it. So that was really good. I'm sorry to cut you off. Continue, man.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I like this to be conversational as well. Finding ways to be of service. So there was once you get involved in the community and start meeting people, people start sending you meetups to come to. And there was this one Dallas Give Camp. I can't remember who told me about it, but it's basically a bunch of nonprofits come together, and Dallas Give Camp brings together a bunch of coders and project managers, designers, and they put together a website for them. And then they have you bill your hours as if you were going to get paid. And at the very end, they show how much money was donated in time.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I think, it was like, I want to say like $3 or $4 million in that weekend.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. We had done, cool story with that. I don't know how spiritual y'all are. I'm spiritual. So I had owed $3,800 in taxes for the year before, and I didn't do my taxes for that reason. When I billed my hours for this donation time to this website, $3,800 on the dot. Someone got my taxes to where it zeroed out.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't know anything. Yeah, and I found that out the night I got home from the big design camp.
D,
yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Wow, that's cool as shit, man.
Right? And then I volunteered at Big Design, like I think it was the week after that, 2 weeks after that. And when you volunteer, they let you do it for $50 and you get your $50 back afterwards, which is weird. Whatever. I got to volunteer, and they put me on the floor. And so I got to see everyone as they came in. So that really helped me too, because then everyone was like, hey, I remember you. You're the LinkedIn guy. Yeah. That was my name for a minute, because I was just all up in everyone's LinkedIn.
Yeah. Smart, man.
I mean, you got to work with it.
Got you, man. I'm just going to kind of let anybody, if you guys want to interject, ask Greg a question, because me and him will keep going. So definitely, definitely interject.
So Greg, me and you are actually LinkedIn friends. We talked on LinkedIn before. So I've seen like your whole journey, G, and it's great. So I think that it's a real basic question, but I think it's a real question, especially with what the pandemic has done to the industry. how did you stay encouraged, bro? Because I remember seeing you like frustrated on like LinkedIn, like nothing's happening, like what's going on, like I remember like seeing all that, like, and you were like I'm talking about like every day I would see Gregory's blah blah blah, this that that, like it was like you were adamantly on LinkedIn. So like, and then like I know like the pandemic is gonna have a negative effect on the industry. So like, how did you just stay encouraged? Like what did you do?
So honestly, I was working at IHOP up until March 15th. I started the Container Store March 16th. IHOP shut down March 19th.
Oh, wow.
And we started working from home that same day.
Yep.
Wow.
My mind has been blown on this whole journey. I can't even tell you what that was, but I know if I didn't believe in God before that,
you do now.
do now. I think, okay, so the pandemic, that's an interesting one because it seems like it may have ruined the industry, but our sales are up 800%. Everybody's online presence. Like after the first 2 weeks that they said it was only going to be 2 weeks, I came in that Monday, or I logged on, and he's like, "Have you seen your email yet?" And I was like, "Fuck, I got fired." And he's like, so what happened was they're letting go of a lot of contractors and furloughing a lot of employees, but don't worry, you're safe because we're essential because we're on the internet team.
Okay.
I didn't know what to trust on that one, so I was like, all right, let me make sure I put in my effort and over deliver, or at least deliver on time. And it's going on 11 or 12 weeks now. Yeah. Still going strong, and they're starting to bring people back in. We opened back our stores on the 8th. Yep. And honestly, to stay encouraged, staying connected with the community and people, like it's really helpful to have a few people that you talk to, because then you can bounce ideas off of each other and kind of encourage each other. Pain shared is lessened, joy shared is doubled. So I had a nice little tight-knit crew of people that I just kept up with. And there's one more part I'm forgetting to say. I know it.
It'll come to you, I'm sure.
Getting old, bro. Pandemic. So you were talking about LinkedIn. Yeah. There was one post. So the post that got me to Brian Sullivan, someone, I think it was Debbie Levitt, and someone else was posting about customer experience and user experience and how there's a stakeholder that wants to run the whole thing. And so they were like, but if it's stakeholder experience, then it's not customer or user experience oriented. And I was like, so I think I said, so stakeholder experience without the UX, isn't that just sex? Stakeholder experience, SX? Yeah. And I said that, and I remember I was like, I looked at my wife and I said, this is either going to make me or break me. Yeah. I put my phone down and I went to bed, and the next morning I got up and my wife's watching me. She's like, what did it do? And I was like, Brian Sullivan said, I like your comments. Let's do lunch. Wow. Wow. So I kept trying and trying and trying one way. And when I said, fuck it, I'm just letting it off. I'm taking my filter off.
Be yourself.
That's what started happening.
Be yourself.
Yep. And then I vented one time about recruiters, and that was a post. That post is at 27,000 views. Really? Yeah. I can't remember how many shares and like 200 and something comments.
Damn. You vented way more than one time. I know for a fact.
Yeah, I've seen Greg vent on LinkedIn before.
Yeah. But that was the one that got everyone. It was like one of those relatable posts.
Well, can you talk about what that post was about for everyone in here?
So I said, is it just me, or does anyone get all these calls and they're rushing you to get your portfolio and your resume to them, and they need it yesterday, and then you send it to them, and then they ghost.
Yeah.
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 And
I remember that.
I can't remember how I ended it. I said something about it was a bash on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely.
Oh,
you definitely
I said they wanted unicorns, but they were paying donkey pay.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Exactly.
Everybody in the industry chimed in. And
Yeah. You went viral on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy. And I'm not even trying that time. I was just pissed. Yeah. One thing that my manager keeps telling me right now, because, you know, at one point I was like, I know everything kind of thing, you know, not staying in that curiosity. And so he's like, you got to stay in investigator mode. And that really got me thinking, like, yeah, that's where innovation lies, is in the questions. Sometimes it's not about having the answer, it's about having the right question.
Yep.
Because the questions will foster more thinking and more prying.
Yeah.
And then one thing y'all told us too:
Yeah.
fail fast, fail cheap, and don't repeat.
Yep. That's cool, man. When you were doing the volunteering with Big D, did you happen to meet like Elaine Torres?
Yes.
No,
We
Elaine?
talked about you.
Y'all did?
Yeah. So when I told her where I went to school, she's like, "Do you know Everett?" I'm like, "Everett Swain." She's like, "Yeah." No. She said she worked at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you know Everett. And she's like, yeah, I love Everett. So I had tried to get in through her. Like, I made so many connections that day. I was just sending resume and stuff out left and right and make myself look like an ass because it wasn't updated.
Yeah.
But someone was finally honest.
Yeah.
This is shit.
Hey, Greg, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you explain like your job and like what's a day in the life of your job? Like, what do you do specifically? What type of projects do you run into, and any hardships that you run into with your job?
Absolutely. Because that was the one question I had for everyone. And you know what everyone told me? I said, what do y'all do every day? And I'm like, I have no idea. I was like, what do you mean? But then I got in and I was like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
At all. So I get up. At first it was just, we need you to take the time while you're getting acclimated to dive into the user testing university and learn as much as you can about research. So that's where I started. So I was learning about research, writing tests. And then he had me look at wireframes. Like after analyzing all the data, he had me do some wireframes while he put the data into wireframes or requirements. And then once they're in the requirements, then we have to get them approved. There's a lot of meetings too. Sorry, hold on. Let me slow down real quick. So a day in the life looks like I get up, I check my email and make sure that nothing came through or there's no responses. And then a typical project will start at research unless there's already something that they have planned. And it goes to requirements documents, which is vetted by the creative director, the UX manager, e-commerce manager, A/B tester, coders. Like everyone has a say in these requirements. And then once those requirements are approved, they go to us for wireframing. And then I'll basically turn the wireframes into something tangible to hand back to them. And once they look through that and tear it apart and tell you what they like and don't like, what Everett always told us is if it's good design, they won't say anything. So for a minute there, they weren't saying anything. And I was like, this is awkward.
Yeah.
But once those are approved and we take the wireframes and turn them into real life designs and make a prototype on Envision. And then that's when you really get the say of whether they're going to take it or not, because then those non-visual people can see it for what it is. They'll tear that apart too and tell you that they don't like this, they don't like that. And honestly, I have yet to see anything I've made get to market. I start a project and then they're like, all right, hold that because we're going to work on this right now.
Yeah,
okay, now
that happens
takes
a lot.
priority. And now I'm juggling like 9 projects right now.
So let me ask you something, Greg, to kind of piggyback off of that. When you get in and you present your designs and you get a bunch of people, you know, poking holes at it and say, I don't like it, I don't like it. How does that make you feel and how do you handle it?
So honestly, I don't get too personally attached because it's not even mine to begin with. But also I know that they're not attacking me. They're making sure that it makes sense for the user, which is what I should be doing too. So when they say, so because of the way y'all taught me, they can't really say anything about the design. They just say something about the concept of how we're going to carry out this design. So
right.
When they're talking about what they don't like, it's more of the functionality.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty on point with it. There was one time I just forgot where we were on a project. It was a couple weeks ago. I thought I was going to get fired. They were like, you just sent a prototype to the creative director and wasted his time because you didn't have any changes on it. And then I was like, crap, he did tell us that we were going to take a new design direction. And I never made those changes because we moved to another project.
Yeah.
So that was Friday. And I just worked all weekend to get that together for Monday morning. And I came to them. I was like, this is what I've done. Sorry about wasting your time. This is what I'm going to do so that doesn't happen again. And they've been talking good about me since. So I guess I did something right. But you can't take it personal.
Yeah.
Take it for what it is and then try to make the necessary changes. Take necessary breaks. Like I never understood because there's no breaks in waiting tables. You're always on, until you're done. And even then you can't sleep because if you forgot someone's ranch, it'll wake you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But no, they tell us to, go for a walk, especially like I just got my 90 day review yesterday. And he was like, I really don't have much to report on the bad side, just, things that come with time that could use improvement. But he said, your level effort's excellent. But he was going through this whole thing and he did make a mention to taking breaks to reset my mind. Because if you go from information architecture to design, there's a different mindset you have to be in for those two, at least for me. And so sometimes, Courtney, a day in my life could be waking up, supposed to be there at 9, stand-ups at 10, I'll wake up at 9:50. Because that's my break. Get on the stand-up. I'll be cooking while I'm on the stand-up because I'm on mute. Because do that while you're in this whole pandemic thing. And it's kind of nice to be at home and just chilling.
So nice. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Lucky y'all, man.
Gotcha.
So are you happy, like, in your career choice? Like, do you genuinely feel like this is aligned with what you want to do for the rest of your life, or are you just kind of taking it day by day? That's just a personal question. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm glad you asked that. I honestly feel like I am getting a reward for all the hard work I've ever put in life, because everything I did, I didn't feel fulfilled. I hated it. I wouldn't be able to wake up in the morning after like 3 months of being there. And this, I still have to, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells because of the past experiences.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's literally just like we were in class. That is our life.
Yeah.
And like our brain, our creativity, that's exactly what they want. So everything I got in trouble for in school, everything that I was told not to do on the job, like drawing, and when I was at Michael's, I'd be designing something and they're like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I do now. So, yeah.
You worked at Michael's?
I did.
Oh, I did too. Did you like Michael's? Like in the corporate office in Irving? Did you? Okay, yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay, I worked in e-com and I had the same feeling. So okay, that's all you gotta say.
Hold on. Was Emily your manager or was it Kevin?
I want to say it was Kevin.
On the call side?
On the e-com side? No, I didn't work on the call side. I worked with actually like merchandising products onto the website. I felt like
Oh, okay. I know. You were downstairs, right?
I was upstairs. I was upstairs, like in the corner, like on the other side, not the active side. I was on like the other side. Or when did you work there? Like, when did you work there? It was a while ago.
November 2018 to about July of 2019.
Oh my God, we were there at the same time.
That's crazy.
We were there. Yeah, that was my first job when I moved to Dallas. It was, and I started September 2018. Oh my God, I've been in Dallas for a while. Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah,
we never crossed paths.
Never crossed paths. Because did you talk to the Starbucks barista? What was his name? The black guy. Jeremy, yes.
So funny story. I trained Jeremy before I left there because I was their barista, and I got hired at RealPage as the account manager.
That's how I came across Greg. I used to see Greg working at the Starbucks at inside of RealPage, and then one day like he was gone, and then like you know what I'm saying, and then like when you and Ty kept in touch, and then Ty brought you into UXD, and then you know it's been on ever since.
That's so funny.
That's wild, dude. Time is flying, man. We got like 15 more minutes, but I kind of wanted you to just say, you know, talk through. I know this is technically like your first UX gig, right? It's your first UX job. What's your outlook like looking towards the future? Where do you see yourself?
So they tell. I don't remember who told me this. I want to say it was Jay Shu.
Mm-hmm.
He said you'll start out as a UX generalist, so do a little bit of everything, a little bit of research, a little bit of design, a little of information architecture, and then you find whatever sparks your passion. That's what you run with. So I'm finding that, I mean, you said information architecture was my thing. Now that I know exactly what that consists of, see me doing that, but I can also see me doing design. I entered into Toastmasters about November of last year, and I've been working on my speaking skills. So I don't know if you've heard of what's the guy from the future, Chris Do?
Chris Do. Yep.
So that's what I want to do. I want to start my own firm. I want to like get clients and then get designers and run the whole company.
Hey man,
but that's a long way away. I don't know. It might not.
It's not. I don't think it's as far as you think it is. I don't think it's as far as you think it is. Because well, Nadi's in the background. She's saying she's so happy for you. By the way.
Oh, hey Nadi.
It's not as far as you think it is, dude. It's really not. I honestly, for me, like I said, I think when this whole UX shit like clicked for me, was probably after maybe a year and a half into my first job. Because for me, I had the same feelings you had, you know, the imposter syndrome and all that sort of thing. I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then it's like, I'm like naturally, especially when it comes to like art and shit, I'm like, I'm just naturally good. And so when I was getting killed at work, I'm like, dude, this shit fucking sucks. I'm tired of no, that's not right. No. So I worked, and what really clicked for me, and that's why I make everybody read these 3 books minimum, is the McKinsey Mind, Sprint, and Change by Design. When I read all 3 of those, it clicked. And then once I made it to 2 years, I was like, oh, I got this shit. I know what I'm doing. And it's like, it's the same job, it's just different industry. And then it's like at that point, and then when I met Ty taught me, hey, look, you're advanced as far as when it comes to like the design. I can't teach you shit about that. I can teach you how to manage people, build relationships, because I was severely lacking with that. Right. And so when he taught me that, it really put everything in perspective. And I say that to say, once it clicks, you start thinking more business than design, and you just use your design to improve the business. And I'm telling you, man, once you get that confidence, I might be seeing you starting the firm pretty soon, and we will be collaborating. So I think it's going to be a lot sooner than you think, dude. It really is. It doesn't take that long to really, really get this job. It doesn't take long at all. I would say on average, it's probably around 3 years. But once it clicks, you're going to be thinking about, okay, how can I be like Chris Doe? Really soon.
Okay.
Like, just keep that in the back of your head, dude. Continue reading, keep researching. Always be a sponge, learning new shit.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, hey, you gotta look ahead of what's coming.
Yeah.
And so if you see, the outlook in the industry, the new technology that's coming, as long as you stay in that investigative mode, just like your boss told you, it's only going to pay dividends for you, dude. And you're going to be creating that firm a lot sooner than you think.
Okay. I got an idea for the name that's been stuck with me forever. Question everything.
Courtney, I think I cut you off by accident. Were you about to ask a question?
No, you're perfectly fine. When you're talking and you had like breaks, I thought you were finished and you weren't, so that's why I started to cut off. So sorry about that.
Oh no, you're good.
No, my last question that I wanted to ask is what type of advice can you offer us as new UXD people who are about to transition into this field? What would you offer, or things that you would have done differently now with the knowledge that you have now?
Great question.
Yeah. So this is one of those father moments. If I knew what I know, yeah.
Come on, Papa Greg, bring us home.
I've been an uncle since I was 4. So looking back, take the time to make that portfolio. Even if it's mock projects, perception is reality. So if you can make it look like it was something and you can speak to that, even better. Stay in investigator mode as soon as possible. And actually right now, what I can tell y'all is you are in the prime season to be immersed in this community, because let's say there's 3 meetups going on the same night. You can either be at all 3 if you have 3 different computers to log in on, or let's say one's in Dallas and one's in Fort Worth. You could drop off of this one and get on this one. You can be at all sorts of meetups and never have to leave the house.
Yeah.
You can, there was a Dallas Black UX, Michael Tinglin put it on.
Yeah, I know Mike.
Yeah, him and Adrian. Hey, Mike is cool. I didn't know we had so much in common with the music.
Yeah.
But he put it on, and it was on Hop In. And what that is it's different than Zoom and all the other ones, because it's like a platform, and then afterwards there's like a speed dating, but it's speed networking.
Yep.
So you get 5 minutes with each person and you get to know people.
Yep.
If I can encourage anything, it's like reach out to people. I got plenty of resources, blogs from Dribble, Behance, and Vision. Like he said, be a sponge. There's those 5 main things that people kept telling me to do is keep reaching out, keep going to meetups, keep applying, even if you don't think you qualify. Keep applying. Get that resume in line, and your LinkedIn and your portfolio, those have to be coherent. Like they have to match and speak to each other, because someone's going to look at that and they're going to look at your LinkedIn and it's going to say something different than your resume, and then your portfolio is going to be different. Then we're like, no, cut it.
Yep. Man. Zach, did you have any final questions for Greg?
No, the only thing that's going through my mind right now is my LinkedIn is fucked.
Yeah.
It's the only thing going through my mind right now is like, shit, I really need to get on.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't touched that either. I'm actually slacking in that regard, man. But no, Greg, it's amazing to see where you are, dude. I just want to say I'm proud of you, dude. Like I know where you were day one, and it's night and day, dude. It really is night and day, man. And it's a testament to your hard work. Like all we did was give you a blueprint and show you the door, and you were the person to walk through it, and you're continue to walk through that motherfucker. So I really commend you, dude, and I'm proud of you, and continue, man, to do what you do. And I will be hearing and seeing your work very, 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 very soon. And I mean, I already know what's going on, but you're gonna do a lot of good things, man. Just listening to you, I'm blown away, man. So again, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
No
that means
problem.
a lot because I'll be honest, for a minute there, I thought, man, Ty and Everett don't like me. It just felt like that, you know, but it's like it was like having a father and an uncle, or a father and a brother.
Yeah.
And you're only hard on the people that you believe in.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. No problem. Nandi's over here talking shit now, but I was on her ass as well, but I had to back off. But it's like, you know, if I see something, I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it. And I mean, I get that from, I mean, my dad was kind of like LeVar Ball, so I got that from him. It's like, hey, if you're good at it, I'm gonna push you. And I just want to give that back. And I feel like this is exactly why I pushed you.
Yeah.
Listening to you now. So, you know, I'm glad you didn't take it to heart. And I'm glad you you made it to where I thought you could. And now I want to see you go farther, dude.
Appreciate it, man. You're gonna make me tear up over here.
Hey, man. But hey, Eon, before we go, did you have any questions for Greg before I let him out of here?
Nah, I don't got no more questions. I see enough on LinkedIn.
Cool. All right, man. Well, Greg, thank you, man. I really appreciate you. And you know, I'm gonna ping you again to speak again, man. So be on the lookout for that, dude. But again, thank you. I'm proud of you, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you. I'll be glad to help however I can, man.
All righty, man. Take care.
All right, y'all take care.
All righty, guys.
Thank you, Greg.
Later.